Welcome to InfoComm 2022 in slightly warm Las Vegas, Nevada. This is Rich Fregosa for AVNetwork.com. I'm here at the LG booth with Dan Smith, who is the U.S. VP of Sales. Dan, it's good to meet you.
Likewise.
Great.
Thanks for coming.
Oh, we're glad to be here. So we're on the show floor.
Yes.
It's InfoComm. We're open. It's day 2 of the show, actually. So before I talk about the phenomenal technology that's here, one of the things that I have been talking about, I was fortunate to be in Barcelona for ISE, but here, this is the first stage-side show in North America, finally opening up.
True, yeah.
For exhibitors, there's that moment of, right before the door opens, that's that moment of, okay, here we go again, or
yes.
All right, here we go. How does it feel to be back?
It feels fantastic. I think all of us at LG, I think throughout the industry, when we're here and we get to see all the people we've been talking with or have known in the past, it feels like we're part of something bigger again instead of being at home, in the pandemic, in lockdown.
That's absolutely it. It is, and we're going to talk about your booth in a second. It is amazing to see, especially with multinational offices, that for so long you've been screen, you've been little blocks on the screen, but you're now back here in 3D with each other.
Yeah.
Speaking of screens,
yeah.
DVLEDs.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
DVLED, it's a hallmark of LG's DirectView technology. You've got a big booth. You've got lots of attendees. For people who aren't here, or for people who are on their way, what can attendees expect to see here on the showroom floor?
Well, I'll tell you that we weren't sure if we were going to be here at the show in January, February, and we started putting things together here for the show. So specifically with LED, we have some examples here, but I want to lead off with the fact that we actually will have 36 families of LED by the end of the year. So what we do is we do have a few examples here, some new technologies, form factors and things like that. We happen to be standing in front of what is a 54-inch cabinet. Now, a lot of people, the LED industry used to be, well, what's your pixel pitch?
Right.
How bright is it, and is it SMD, or is it COB? And that was kind of the whole discussion for LED. We've expanded that discussion a lot. This 54-inch cabinet behind us is 4 times faster to install than a traditional 27.
Right.
So instead of 4 27s, you have 1 54. The physically way that it bolts together is really fast, so the install is probably 4 times faster than it normally is. But not only that, this is a wireless solution.
Oh, really?
So when you stack the cabinets, the power, the signal, and the control signal, there's no cables. And on top of that, we also have the Alpha 7 processor that we use in our high-end OLEDs that's running this wall. So you get color enhancement, gamma enhancement, edge enhancement. You get a lot of the features and benefits of a screen and an image, but then also it comes with an LG remote because it's an LG controller. It has an LG remote that's just like what you're familiar with using. It has an on-screen display just like you're familiar with using. It has an interface and a jack pack just like you're familiar with using. So it's much more than what is my pixel pitch, what is my package, how bright is it?
So basically, your tagline could be LG, we've been busy. So,
yes.
Right.
Yeah, and when you look throughout the 36 families, what I just said is true for almost all of our families. Not necessarily the wireless in all of them, but we're using LG controllers, LG remotes, LG GUIs, and even our all-in-ones that we're showing here at the show, they ship in 1 case, 2 cabinets, and again, LG remote, LG controller, LG jack pack, LG on-screen display, LG, it's no longer an LED, it looks just like any other display.
Wow. LEDs, absolutely one of the mainstays here of the show. There's also 2 companions who are on the floor. They're a special introduction, who go by the name of Chloe. So what can you tell us about this pretty unexpected but very well received companions who showed up?
Well, Chloe is a very large and big concept for LG. It's our artificial intelligence. It's the personality that we're putting into a lot of our products to be kind of that human interface point. Now, with the robots that we have here on the show, we have 2 different robots that are on the show. One is a delivery robot. So you can equip it with drawers or with trays. So in a hotel, it may deliver something to the room. In a restaurant, it may deliver food to the table. At the restaurant, the bussers may put the trays, the dirty dishes back on it, and it takes it back. So with the labor shortage, efficiencies gained, faster customer service, the robots for the delivery robot is really doing well. Matter of fact, a lot of people ask, when are you going to start shipping it? It's like, we've actually started installing it. We have, about 6 weeks ago, we started delivering and using these robots live. The second robot, also it's a Chloe interface, a Chloe artificial intelligence, is a wayfinding robot. So it does wayfinding. So if you're in an airport, you're in a mall, you're like, where is this? It can actually show you where it's at, it can take you to where it's at. It has a 27-inch touchscreen on both sides, so you can interact with it. It also can act as a security robot, because it live streams its video, so it can walk around as a security agent. Also, it can do promotions. As it's walking around the store, or it's walking around, I shouldn't say walking, should I? As it's rolling around the
Just
store.
Just about. I mean, it was great seeing it moving around.
It can run promotions on its screen. So I think it's really exciting when we look at the progress of LED, the progress of the robots. There's so much new things to talk about.
One of the things that does amaze me about these products, and I had a chance to talk to some of the product managers earlier, is that, I mean, we've seen these before, not by LG, but you can go to a restaurant and you can basically see the units are kind of clunking around. That's not what you're seeing with this. It's fluid movement. It's almost autonomous at times when you see the unit moving through. And there is a lot of technology packed into these. I know that we were talking about some of the LiDAR technology itself, but this is a major advancement in the units themselves, but also the operating system.
So as you look at the progress of a technology like this, you start with something simple, and it doesn't work that good. So you add layers, complexity, till you get to where something functions really well. This is functioning really well right now. So I saw one out front, and I walked up to it, walked directly in front of it. It stopped, of course, and it said, please let me through. It was very polite to me. So it is very much aware. It is autonomous. It's 100% autonomous. It's almost like it's autonomous. It is autonomous.
Wow.
So it will go wherever you need it to go without anybody interacting with it.
Well, that's fantastic. The last thing that I do need to talk about, you cannot miss this booth. It is 5,400 square feet of space. Obviously, you want to get people who are here or thinking about coming onto the showroom floor. But even if they can't make it to the showroom floor, for the people who are here or aren't, instead of talking about product, you've actually got a really great layout where you have focused more on what you're calling technology zones. Can you talk a little bit about that?
So it used to be a display was you connect an analog connector, a VGA cable, you turn it on, that's it.
Right.
But we're thinking much more about the functionality of the display, the way it interacts with the other parts of its environment. So we want to show how it functions. Because the software functionality, the interoperability, we actually partner with 225 people in this show to work on interoperability, develop ideas on how users use them. 75 people or 75 other vendors here at this show. We actually do technology integration, functional integration, certification that they work together. So we want to show the product in use because it's so much more than just a display now. I mean, if you look at the way video conferencing is being done, the all-in-one video conferencing, the all-in-one LEDs, the education applications, the corporate applications, the residential applications. I mean, seeing it in use and understanding the function is almost like our LED story, where it's not just, what is my spec,
right.
How do I use this, right?
Absolutely, fantastic. Well, obviously the best place to find the technology is here at the LG booth at InfoComm in Las Vegas. If they can't make it to the show floor, how can we find more information on LG and the business solutions here?
Well, we would love you to come by if you could. We have high-bright solutions, we have OLED solutions, LED solutions, LCD solutions, we have kiosks, we have professional OLEDs, we have a charging station here, we of course have the robots, we have all sorts of cool things. But if you're online, you can just go to lgsolutions.com and see this product.
Fantastic. Obviously, if you want to find out more about LG Solutions, you can find them on their website. If you want to find out more about AVNetwork, you can find it on their website at avnetwork.com. This is Rich Fregosa from InfoComm 2022 for avnetwork.com.